Today we are going to have a leisurely day exploring Leisure Island.
Today, as soon as we get out of the Harborside Backpackers, which is located right in the city center of Tauranga, we hear bagpipes.
So we just get out of the hostel and we are greeted by the Scottish Federation of very annoying people. So would you believe?
Scottish Federation of very annoying people.
Yeah. Who would ever told them that this was an instrument? What the hell?
The waterfront of Tauranga is just on the doorstep of the Harborside City Backpackers, and this is called the Strand. And if you remember, just a couple of days ago there was a whole food festival going on here, which we'll link to in the cards above. But our main activity of the day is heading straight back to Mount Maunganui, which is the city suburb of Tauranga, and here is Leisure Island. Leisure Island is just off the coast of Mount Maunganui's main beach, and that's actually the name of the beach. It's called Main Beach, and it's a really good place to go for a walk because it's a super long beach. There's all these little offshore rocky islands, so there's lots to see.
As soon as we head to this island, which is almost not an island, but it's still an island, we'll explain that a little bit later, we are taking the time to check out the views even before we get there. There is a few rocks on the side which are really easy to climb and get us a really awesome viewing point. While I check the bird life happening, where we can see seagulls actually fishing for crabs, it's quite crazy how we actually get to see them in their natural environment right before our eyes. Laura is scrambling at the bottom on all the rocks, taking pictures of all the seashells which are scattered around. There is even a few fossils, which is quite amazing to see in such a frequented place like Mount Maunganui. Once Laura gets back up from the rocks, I get down from my rock, and we are gathering back together in the trail because we want to explore the whole of Leisure Island.
Luckily, you don't have to take a boat to get to Leisure Island. You can actually access it on this stack of rocks with a walkway built on top of it.
Told you we'll go over that later.
Leisure Island's real name is Moturiki, and that's because it used to be a Maori power site, which is a fortified village where early Maori tribes used to live. The island covers about 2.5 hectares, and there's a lot of little side tracks to explore.
I can even see some trees growing out of the roots of that tree.
The good thing about all these side tracks, whether they're official tracks or just forged by people exploring, is that they actually all lead onto the main track of the island. Along the main track are all these interpretation panels telling us about the really colourful history of Leisure Island or Moturiki. For instance, we told you already that it used to be a power site, then after that it was a quarry for a while until in the 1960s it sort of became this marine tourist attraction with wildlife shows, and that closed down in the 1990s.
So it's called Leisure Island because there used to be a whole spa complex right here with pool, massages, and even kind of a marine land style park with some dolphin shows and stuff. So luckily this is not happening in New Zealand anymore. There's no more dolphin in cage and stuff, which is a good thing.
After a little bit of a walk, it's less than 15 minutes, honestly one of the gentler walk in the area, we arrive at the end of the island and we can see a ton of awesome views, especially of Mount Maunganui. If you guys remember, we did climb Mount Maunganui a few days ago and the video is in the card right above. But there is also views on the other side of Leisure Island, which is pretty awesome. We get to see Motuoto Island, which is a lonely island just off the coast of Leisure Island. Today the sea is very calm, but when there is high swell, you actually can see a lot of blowhole just right off the coast of Leisure Island, which makes for a really good viewpoint, but we're gonna have to make do with just the seabirds and the wave crashing on the rocks. Leisure Island is another awesome free things to do in Tauranga. A lot of people just climb Mount Maunganui and then they are off to the rest of their travel, but stopping by Leisure Island is really cool. Plus it's only a short walk from Mount Maunganui, so if you have a spare afternoon, combine them together for an awesome seashore experience. After taking way too many pictures, you guys know us by then, we are now making our way back toward the land, because yes, Leisure Island is an island after all, so I consider it an overseas trip. Tonight we are staying again at the Harborside Backpacker, which is an awesome hostel right in the city center of Tauranga. And it's bingo night because yes, there is heaps of backpackers that organize little activities, events and soirees for their guests. Usually if you want to find a good hostel, it's actually a really good thing to do. Check out if they do organize social events. If they do, usually it's a really cool hostel because the owner cares and the guest cares as well. Usually the prices are not the flashiest. We get some candy bars, we get some voucher for the laundry. It's all a fun atmosphere. Plus, on top of that, it's even funnier because I get nothing.
Still nothing.
I-20. I-20.
No.
You're not gonna go back home with us.
And today we're taking it pretty easy. We're even taking it leisurely.